Hello and welcome back here to Gamescom 2013. I'm Corey Dunn alongside Alex Mendez. You're watching Battlefield 4 right here. Yesterday we talked a little bit more about Conquest. We did a little bit of Obliteration.
We can actually hop into the action.
I wouldn't hop in just yet because, well, we can take a look here for the last moments of the game.
Why not?
Yeah,
you know?
Fine. All right.
You give it to me?
I'll allow you to have this one.
Okay, that makes perfect sense.
This game's going to end pretty quickly, though.
Yeah. So, one thing that, of course, guys, we're still very social with you all on, on Reddit, on Twitter, Facebook, our Battlefield, all that stuff. By the way, Alpha 10 just crushing it, 24-4.
I've seen a lot of this during Obliteration. Is anyone that's in the attack boat has really been dominating. Earlier today, we had some YouTubers that were playing there on the other side there. Of course, if you don't know, we've got two 64-player sessions going on, one of which the booth that we're currently in, or the side of the area that we're in, has 64 players plus 2 commanders. We're playing 32 versus 32 Conquest. On the other side, which we're following right now, there's 16 versus 16. 2 sets of these sessions going on, one of which had YouTubers that were actually playing, and they were dominating. We're talking 30-1 is how they finished because they were utilizing the attack boat. Just talking about how effective the water play is now.
Yeah, I mean, naval combat was like a big focus for DICE. They wanted to really shine a positive light on that. There you can see the game had ended. We hopped in a little bit later, but of course, the Obliteration game mode is always exciting to watch, even if it's like the last couple of seconds.
Explain a little bit more in depth about Obliteration. Again, for those of you that haven't had the chance yet, we are here on Paracell Storm, just kind of taking a look there. You've got the Russian spawn on the left-hand side of your screen, the Chinese spawn on the right-hand side. There are also 2 additional paradrops. So there's a paradrop for the Russian side that occurs right here on the left-hand side of the island, where this camera is located. And then also on the right side, there's a paradrop there for the Chinese. The bomb is always not centrally located, but always on this island. So the bomb could be dropped over here by the docks. The bomb can be dropped here right where the B point is in Conquest. It can be dropped at any point, even over there towards the basketball court.
Yeah.
There's so many different variances. So the bomb is actually dropped in so many different places. I think that I've counted so far. There's one in this building right here where the bomb is currently located. The basketball court. I even see the bomb was dropped underneath the watchtower. And then also over there as we come back here and see exactly, so there's different things that happen here. All those different points.
A lot of players are really going to dig. We all know Conquest is always going to be that go-to game mode for everyone who loves.
You got a stat pad.
Yeah, but Obliteration is fun without a doubt. So, yeah, we are hopefully going to have the players jump in a little bit. And of course, guys, we're going to be continuing to take your questions on Twitter and covering other things besides Obliteration as well.
And there's also, continuing along, talking in terms of Obliteration, there are 3 points that you have to defend and 3 points that you have to basically be offensive. You have to take out those points, blow up the objective there. So again, grab the bomb, take it to a location, plant it, and watch it explode.
Yep, that's right. Now, we have, let me see, I'm trying to see if we have a couple of questions here. So, actually, someone that did ask me about how the esports aspect or competitive gaming aspect for Battlefield is looking like. Good news is we're going to have Daniel Matros up here in a little bit to talk about that. That will probably be in a couple of minutes, actually. About 10 minutes, Daniel Matros is going to hop on, and he's going to discuss with Corey, with you, about all the latest happenings and his focus and all and whatnot over at DICE. So if you are here and you are anticipating a discussion about that, you will not be disappointed. But for right now, we are going to talk Obliteration and, of course, continue to take your questions in regards to the game mode. If you have anything, obviously with that, or just some other random questions like we've been doing all week long. There's just so much to dive into here, so much information. And one thing I do want to cover for you guys is, everyone's been asking for specific weapon gameplay. And if the player does not use the weapon, then we just cannot find the gameplay. Like someone had asked me about, I think it was like the SRR-12.
The SRR-61
SRR-61
is the sniper rifle that I've been using a lot during my recon class. Let's just say it's really good.
I saw you tear faces
it has been on the stream.
Yeah.
Because whenever you were talking with Lars, the creative director over at DICE.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were using it.
I was using that weapon with I think at that time I was using the PLA digital for the camo that's alongside it.
Yeah, so now you've switched. You're no longer about the Eastern Turtle anymore?
No, not necessarily. I do a mix between. I've got the Eastern Turtle on my secondary now, the PLA digital. Then I'm also, depends on what the vehicle is. I definitely put the PLA digital on the attack boat. And again, this is all what I would like to do. You can do whatever you want to. There's so many different varieties of things that you can do.
It's a lot of camos, guys. A lot of camos. It's pretty ridiculous. So yeah, and of course, you know, one thing that I love about Battlefield is the fact that, like, you know, they really started to step it up with that variety. So people have been asking us about vehicle skins, and again, we'll just continue to confirm that you can actually apply a skin to your vehicle in Battlefield 4. It's awesome.
It is awesome.
You're going to do it as soon as you log into the game for the first time ever. And I even saw a couple of people getting their early beta downloads or early beta access things on Origin. So pretty cool. You know, I mean, like, there's a lot of a lot of people really gearing up. They're getting stoked for Battlefield 4, and it's great. Of course, we're waiting for the players to hop in here and get into the action. Of course, as you can see, the beautiful vista of Paracell Storm.
Yeah, so one of the questions also is
we have players now.
Just talking about these bridges. These bridges you can take them out as well. So just trying to get from one point to the next. But let's go ahead and start hopping into the action.
Jump over to Bravo 5 if you don't mind. He's using the FAMAS there, and FAMAS with iron sights. And I was using this one a little while ago, and I could say this gun tears it up. I love it. It's such a fun gun to use.
Some of the questions that we'll continue to ask, of course, those of you at home are wondering the number of core maps that will be out there on the release. We will also talk about how do revives truly work. There is a purpose and a style that goes along with it. Well, I can explain it now. Might as well.
Might as well, yeah.
So the way that the defibrillators work, again, you can shock your enemy. You can take them down by using the defibs. But also, one of the things to note, so there is the capability of running around and reviving your teammates. If you do a quick revive, meaning that you do not take the time to charge your paddles, it will basically bring them back with low health. And so at that point, they can be taken out pretty quickly. If you go longer and you charge as much as possible, I don't know the exact duration, it really hasn't been set yet, but if you charge for a longer duration and then try to go for the hill or the revive, they'll come back with fuller health. I don't know if it's 100% or not either. So again, these are just things to kind of consider. Just think about it in terms of if you do a quick revive, they'll come back to life, but it'll come back with low health. If you charge up your paddles before you go for the revive, then they'll come back with fuller health. Also, the last thing to note here about any type of revive, you can accept or deny a revive. So if you don't want to get taken down again, which happens a lot, then you can basically deny the revive and just go into redeploy. Yeah, so cool stuff there. I know the guys that don't revive me, bro, are going to be happy about that. You know? So yeah, that is some cool stuff there indeed. And once again, guys, we will cover that again in case you guys didn't hear it. But for the time being, we are following I'm looking at Bravo 5 with that FAMAS gameplay. Who are you looking at? There we go. Now we're back over here. You can see this. This is the PLA digital that we have right here. You can see on the attack. All right. Wow, I apologize. And Little Bird. But he's got the bomb. I mean, he's following his objective right now. He is doing the objective. Of course, so he will get that bomb planted. Oh, okay. So here was the thing that I loved, right? So when I was speaking with Lars, we were talking about how the squad spawning works, the purpose of it, and everything like that. And then you get that notification when you're the last guy in the squad. And I was in the middle of a crazy battle, man. Like I was actually fighting for the battle pickup, the SPAS 12 battle pickup that they have there on the island, one of the islands here in Paracell Storm. And I saw that indicator that said last man standing. And I was like, whoop, I gotta run away and I gotta stay alive. And then my teammates spawned on me and we were able to win the island. So it was like a really cool thing where I kind of like heard Lars in my head. He's like, you must stay alive. And I was like, oh, yes, I must stay alive. And I ended up
really doing well there. So I've been digging the engineers so much. Like I've been playing a lot of support, and for any of the support guys out there, I salute you. Support gameplay is awesome. This guy's about to...
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
So those of you that know exactly what's happening right now, you can see he's got the C4. And let's see what he can do. He's got the Jihad ATV.
Oh, my Lord, that is not...
We'll see if it's effective here.
Yeah, we'll see.
He spotted one. Now he's going to go ahead and drop it in there. Boom! And looks like he did. He picked up 2.
What?
Alpha 11 and Alpha 1 both go down. So
that was sick.
So we have finally got to see our first Jihad ATV.
That is just only... And then you called it. the way you're calling it just cracks me up. Oh, man, that is so sick. That was awesome to watch, for sure. That was cool. So yeah, guys, of course, don't be afraid. Continue to send your questions. We will always look to have an answer for you guys. Let me see here. We had a couple of people asking us about battle packs as well. We talked about battle packs. We even had Lars talk about battle packs as well. There's a lot of information on that. Make sure you guys go ahead and check out that rebroadcast. And you saw that dude trying to go for that defib. So one thing I'm curious about, though, and I do hope we can find out, is if I attack someone with the defib, right, is that going to, like, if I have to charge it to get the kill, or if it's just if I you understand what I'm saying?
You're going for the quick attack or not.
Or is it like a 25 health hit, or is it a full hit if you hit him with the defib? I'm curious about that.
We'll have to look into that, because I don't know to that detail either yet.
We'll just yell at Daniel about it.
Well,
Matros.
we can talk with Daniel Matros here and actually after this map change.
Yeah, that's right. So now right here, who are you taking a look at? Because I have a couple good players on my end. I'm looking, Delta Squad, as a matter of fact, is pretty much crushing it, but they all died, unfortunately. And Delta Squad on Alpha Team and Bravo as well. So both Delta Squads are doing reasonably well. I'm on board with Alpha 5 right now. As you can see, he's going to try and see if he can get his kill on here, as he's able to pick up a couple kills. And what is that scope he's using, actually? It's going to be the, he's using the magnifier with the Cobra RDS. I like that. That's actually a really cool hookup there with that AK-5C.
See if he switches over to it right now, currently utilizing the red dot sight, leaping over a little parkour for you.
Yeah, right? It's always cool. And actually, this guy knows what he's doing, so I got to give him credit there. He's pacing his shots wonderfully, getting the angles that he needs.
Probably one of the YouTubers right now.
Could be.
Any players that are currently Alpha 1 through 5 should be YouTubers. Here also at Gamescom, they're allowing them, these YouTubers or any high-level media, to basically record any information that they want so they can capture gameplay.
Nice.
So that's how you're getting gameplay there at home.
Yeah, besides us, of course. We've been showing this for like 4 days now, Corey. We have one more day left. Man, I've never done a convention for this long, and it certainly has been awesome. And look at this guy, Alpha 5, just tearing it up, finding plays all over the place. He is going to get taken out there, and that was going to be by Bravo 3. But let's go back to the Alpha Squad, guys. Let's see, or the Alpha 1 through 5s. Let's see what's going on with them. Well, actually, Alpha 11's doing pretty well. Alpha 5 is doing the best, but Alpha 11's doing pretty solid.
Yeah, so here we go. Take a look and seeing how well. I've actually been having a really tough time piloting around.
Really?
But we'll see. I mean, look how effective it's happening right now.
I like that random bullet shard. Well, I mean, bullet hole right in the glass. It's awesome. So you can see the bomb carrier right there as he's able to take him out. So that was going to be Alpha 8 here in the chop-off. He's using that Z11W, of course, and really just being super effective with that, getting good angles there, taking out anyone that manages to move over. You saw a squad spawn as well, and Alpha 11, or Alpha 8, excuse me, able to pick up a couple there. Bomb was picked up, dropped once again, and this helicopter man is doing a phenomenal job of giving cover to that bomb site. You can see all of those triangles inside of that building right in front. Wow.
All right, so as we just take a look at how the game is playing and how we see the action so far. I mean, there's just some great gameplay. Again, about domination. Can you kind of explain exactly how domination works?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so domination is... sorry, I left my brain at home. Domination is a game that we brought out for Battlefield 3, first of all, for close quarters. And it's a tight, fast-paced infantry game mode, quicker than Conquest. It reminds you a little bit about Conquest Small. Random spawns unless you spawn in your squad, so it's very important to stay in your squad, keep your squad together, and just capture the points. And if you capture two of the three flags, you put the enemy on the bleed, and the first team that goes to 0 loses. So, but we just didn't want to do that. We've done an additional thing to domination.
Okay.
So for Battlefield 3, this is what domination was. For Battlefield 4, we put in battle pickups. And battle pickups are weapons that are deliberately overpowered. We place them on the battlefield, and you decide whether you want to trigger them or not, whether you want to capture them or not.
What are the other some of the other types of battle pickups that we can see? We can see right there on the screen. This is one of which it's a one-shot kill.
Exactly. So for instance, I mean, they're deliberately overpowered, as I said. They're spawned within a set time, so you have to keep on your toes. You have to catch that point as well. The one we have here on Paracell Storm is called USAS with the frag rounds, and then we also have the M83 sniper. It's a 50 caliber sniper, so it hurts. Here is
let's go and hop into the game. We can take a look here at the spectator at the same time.
We thought about what people want to use spectator mode for. So they use it, for instance, for cinematics.
This is the first time I've actually shown this area off as well, just because I was keeping it competitive or keeping it just showing gameplay action. Yeah. But this is the spectator mode all the way through.
So that's where you customize what you want to see in the spectator mode. So if you want to have the controllers for what cameras you want to take a look at, what free cam you're on right now, if you want to see which people you're spectating on third person and first person, you can do that over there. You also have the scoreboard you can include there, or the squad boards that you have on the sides. The squad boards are kills and deaths. We have squads from nothing to 64 players. If you click on them, you go into their first person view. You can see if they're dead or alive, if they spawned or not.
One of the things that's been very beneficial for us here, just showing off Battlefield 4, is the fact that you also see what class they are, so you know whether or not they're an assault, recon, support, engineer, and that's been great.
Battlefield is, we have weapons. It is a weapon-based game, but it's more of a class-based game.
Agreed.
Because classes counter each other. So that's what we thought with the spectator mode. But yeah, we've done some improvements. We've changed the colors around to make it more noticeable what team you're actually watching. Your squad will always be green. And here you have the squad boards again.
Yeah, so again, we'll kind of show you different types of things for those that are really interested in the overall. So you've got the selection bar at the top, like we had mentioned there. We'll go ahead and turn that off for our purposes. Then also you can sit here and look at the squad list. If you have, depending on what you like, this is all about your flavor at this point. You can have it on or off so you can see how they're disappearing and coming back up, as well as showing the scoreboard up at the top. So maybe for those that are really graphic intensive, they know what they want to look like. You can turn it off. You don't actually have to have it there, so you don't have to worry about that.
Also, one really, really cool thing about Spectator this time around is the free cam is really smooth. You can really capture those cinematic shots. If you want to do panoramic shots, glide around, you can do that. If you're a big YouTuber, you want to do that kind of stuff. And then if you press V while you are in this view, everything is turned off.
Right, so you didn't have to go through the process that I just did. You didn't have to go through and turn everything off.
Yeah.
And so here, we've got everything on now, right?
So yeah, exactly.
And so
we
let's
just
go
press
ahead.
V now.
And so now we can sit there and say, I press V, and everything's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Press V again, and everything's back.
This is for all the people. I mean, we know people like to make movies for Battlefield. Ever since I used to make them in Battlefield 2. BF42 was before my time a little bit when it came to that, but looking at all the amazing videos that have ever been done for Battlefield, we feel like this is the perfect thing for them, and a really smooth free camera too.
Well, that's one of the great things that I like about it too. So say we're really into a competitive match, there's a lot of great action going on. I didn't have my preset camera set up at a certain location, and I need to get into the action quick, but I want to use the free cam. I can sit here and go from this point to this point really quick by just as I went to my extra free cam zone.
So the 5 free cam setup, I mean,
so we can zoom around
looking
the map.
Looking at Spectator as well, looking at competitive games today, you can film a first-person game the way you want. You can film it top up, so it looks like Command and Conquer, or it can go into first-person action or into third-person action. So there's multiple ways of broadcasting a match, and in my opinion, it's actually cool that all matches are not going to look the same, because people are going to identify with different camera setups.
So I've
That's what I like about it.
I've asked you this question before. I'm going to ask you again. You can let me know where we stand at this point. How many spectators can we have in one game?
Yeah, so we're around 4 right now.
Around 4.
Around 4, yeah.
And that's including if you have a 64-player server, you have 2 commanders, you can also have 4 additional spectators. Okay, just making sure, just clarifying.
And they don't take up player slots either, so you have 64 players on the server.
Great. I mean, so now let's just, there's a lot of different things that we can look at. Again, we'll go ahead and bring everything back up here that we can show. So where are we headed with Battlefield 4 competitively? What are some of the outlooks for the future?
There is
Battlefield
a lot.
4?
So where are we headed? For glorier days. No, Battlefield is headed in a very, very good direction. As I said, I've been around since BF2, BF 1942, and that scene. I've always wanted to see competitive gaming in Battlefield. And I have one thing to say to all the competitive teams that are looking to get into Battlefield. It's get ready. Get ready.
That's a good way of saying it here.
Just get ready. Get your teams going, get your sponsors going, get the game, because we're getting ready for it. What's he? Sneaked in there, didn't he?
I just went ahead and took off there. Let's go ahead and hop into a first-person view and kind of talk about it again. So you have the player's perspective. One of the things that I like about it as well, opposed to whenever you had this, you had the selection bar available, you could see here at the top of your screen who you were following.
Yeah.
When you turn off the selection bar, I like the fact that immediately we also know who we're still following by looking in the bottom right-hand side of your screen.
Yeah.
So again, just
you can also turn off the first-person HUD as well in the customized screen. There we go.
So now we can see
beautiful,
a very clean style to the game here from their perspective. We don't see all of the additional identifiers. There's no additional HUD there that you'll see in third person or 3D spotting, as it's been called before.
Yeah.
So again, just a lot of great things to use and kind of whatever your flavor is.
I mean, to be honest, we listen to the community a lot, and Battlefield 4 is definitely a game that is feature-wise shaped by the community. It's Commander, Battlelog is well integrated in console now, bringing out Spectator, bringing out these dynamic maps. We're totally geared for the future. We're looking really, really good right now. And in my opinion, I'm still a fan. I'm a producer today, but I'm still a fan, and I love playing Battlefield.
So let's really talk about competitive gaming now. So how do you envision the right number of players to make it that glory, the stage, the big screens, the commentators, everything? What is the perfect number base? This is always a question that I have, especially for a game like Battlefield. What is the right numbers? Is it 8v8? Is it 5v5?
So in my opinion, first of all, to make Battlefield competitive, or to make any game competitive, you need to have people who play it, obviously. You need a hardcore audience, not just a casual audience. You need people who want to learn more.
Hardcore in a terminology of saying avid gamers, not hardcore game mode.
No.
I know that I knew that may get mixed up between some, but that's again. All right,
you need to be a regular gamer or game regularly. English is now a native language. So you need to game a lot. You need to. These are the people who are most interested in the game, the balance and the weapons, how your movement feels, and so you need that. You need a large number of players. You need a feature set that supports broadcasting, where you can broadcast really, really well out. You need game modes that are fun, that are fast-paced, where the crowd is going like, this was the most awesome thing I've seen. You need that kind of stuff where the multiplayer game mode tells the story.
Exactly.
That's the thing you need.
This is where you and I can agree on. The fact is, kills are great, highlight reels are great. But whenever you're talking about an event, it's about the storyline, it's about character building, it's about just seeing an epic moment happen, where you have the commentators that explain this is what could happen, and it builds up that anticipation, and then from there, does it happen or does it not?
Exactly. So going back to the numbers, it's looking at the real world, man. IRL. It's difficult for teams to ship 16 people abroad.
I'm happy you
to
realize that.
That's a lot of money, you know. So Domination is tailored for 5 versus 5 and 10 versus 10. It's a very good game mode for that. And we've listened to the community. We looked back at Battlefield 42 and all the way up and talked to them, and they said 5 versus 5 is the best one for us. And financially, if you want Battlefield to grow as a competition, for, you know, if I'm a team playing Battlefield, I want the team to go financially. I want to be able to send the team around. I want to be able to be featured in these big arenas. I will put a 5 versus 5 team down. Not saying now that Battlefield cannot be played with a higher player count on different servers competitively. You can still do that. You can still play. You can still play on other modes. You can still play Domination with 16, 16 versus 16.
Right.
That's still fine. But in regards to what we've heard from working with big partners, working with advisors and all that stuff, they keep telling us that 5 versus 5 is good. So talking to the esports teams as well. So, but yeah, as I said before, you can still play 32 versus 32, big matches, and still have prizes for it. That's perfectly fine.
Are there other game modes that we can anticipate that are going to be really
So we've got this other little game mode called Diffused. I can't really say too much about it.
I want to just dive down deep into this.
Yes,
right?
it is very interesting. I have a lot of fun playing it and testing it, and I know we're excited to bring it out. That's all I can say.
Man, give me a moment because I got to recollect my thoughts here
again.
Because I want to dive down.
Don't tear up.
Yeah, any of the 5v5s always gets to me. I love the storyline. I think it's a great number.
Yeah.
Because it as a director, I also do directing for live large events here, or large events in the U.S. Not here, large events in the U.S. And so I'm really about character building, talking about a story. So really, just kind of building up a player. It's very difficult to kind of build up a player amongst.
I think one of the good things about Battlefield, going into the competitive aspects of it, is that it's not only locked. You can do Domination is infantry only. You can still have big clan matches with vehicles. It's very dynamic. You can do whatever you want in a competitive aspect. You're not locked to anything. Spectator mode will be on all game modes. It's not game mode specific. It'll be on all game modes. It supports 1 player to 64 players if you want to spectate that. It's all around.
All right, so my next question that I have to talk about, this again, now we're starting to get into it deep.
Yeah.
I know that it's always a question, and whenever you talk about live events, is having the capability of having lands, having that ability. Can you kind of give your perspective on this?
Yeah. So to having lands and
to having land capabilities with BF4.
Yeah. So LAN mode it's a tricky one. We looked at it for a while, and releasing server files like that, it puts stuff in danger. It's easier to hack the game. It's easier to cheat. Crowd's going wild out there, Corey. That's for you, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. So, in today's infrastructure, everything is going cloud. Everything is going cloud these days. And with the good service support there is, with the good broadband connections there are, we don't really see it necessary for LAN. Pings are going to be fine. That's what we feel.
Well, no, you're right. So in the past, we needed LAN. We had to have LAN because the connections weren't there.
Mostly for me, when I played on LAN before, it was because the connections were terrible.
Exactly.
You could have if you lived in Sweden 10 years ago, you had like a 70 ping to UK.
Don't get me started.
Now I live in Stockholm, I play in Germany, I have a 15 ping. It's nothing,
So that's one of the things. Again, I wanted to bring that out. I know people had the questions about LAN. I agree with you entirely. And this is a hardcore, avid, competitive gamer. That's my perspective, and I agree with you on. We're there. Technology is there where we don't have to have this LAN network.
Yeah.
We won't have to worry about any players randomly joining into a game. Everything's password protected. Just hop into a game. You're good to go.
Yeah.
So let's try to think of all the other different things that we can kind of talk about more about competitive gaming. Overall, though, I mean, you've taken us in the right direction. I think there's really nothing that's kind of gone out of tune that that doesn't really scream competitive gaming.
So to sum it up for the teams who are watching this stream, I know a lot of esports teams are watching this stream. So to sum it up, 2 competitive game modes, an awesome spectator mode, but not only for you guys, you have to share it with amazing YouTubers who will create amazing videos. And that's pretty much it for the competitive aspect. And as I said, Battlefield is very dynamic when it comes to competitions. You can play competitively on other maps, other player counts, with vehicles or without vehicles. You decide how you want to play.
Yeah, something again for those that are broadcasters out there, or shoutcasters, wanting to know some of the other capabilities. One of the things that I really like, again, is the tabletop view and being able to maneuver around. One of the great things is you can double click on a location. So right here we have the attack boat. We see Bravo 9. You get that picture-in-picture view down to the bottom left-hand side. You can either double-click or hit your first-person view.
Yeah.
I like to double-click, hopping directly in there into that first-person view.
Yeah.
You can see how effective it is. Last thing that I would like to mention about the spectator mode, well, Bravo 7, 30 and 9. Let's go ahead and hop on board with them and see exactly the reason why. This is exactly why. Again, you just having these capabilities to always find the action. I think that's one of the most difficult things. And this is a 16v16 game. We also have Conquest that's happening at the same time here at Gamescom.
Yes.
And that's also 32 versus 32. It's so hard to really capture every bit of the gameplay, and so it allows you to have that overarching, being able to see everything, and then hop into that individual gameplay.
And I would like to say this is something we were taking very, very seriously now. I mean, this competitive aspect of it, listening to players' feedback, and players, people will ask for more features. We'll see what we do in the future. I say, like Lars Gustafsson, if you try to make everything, you wind up making nothing. You have to put. You can't distribute all your resources everywhere. You have to put all your eggs in one basket and you work from there.
Such a great
That's
approach.
one of the biggest lessons I've learned coming to DICE as well.
I mean, one of the things, though, that I love about all of the DICE developers is your passion.
Yeah.
And each one of you are passionate, not only just about the game, but also in your individual field and what you're really putting into the game. I think that's great. One of also the things to note, too, is that you're always trying to critique and make it better. I mean, every single day, I believe we've seen a new build, different changes to the game every single time that we've come out here every day at Gamescom.
I mean, coming out here, for two purposes. One is to give the crowd here at Gamescom an amazing experience. We want them to walk off and say, man, this game was really good. It has things I haven't seen before, like these huge waves you got going on over here. Like the dynamic maps we have, and things that just go boom. People like that stuff.
Things that just go boom.
Explosions, I believe they're called.
No, I like things that just go boom. It's so much better.
We need that, yeah. One is for the experience, to let people play hands-on, to experience it for themselves, not just watch a trailer, but to maybe even reenact some of those moments. Other one is to collect as much feedback as we can, and then we've been walking around and we've been talking to the people who've been playing, talking to guys like you, and just collecting feedback on what to do. And
they're making this way too easy on Bravo 12.
Wow, yeah, he fell like a sack of potatoes.
He's just shooting at whatever he can. That's his entire squad.
Yeah, I think he doesn't know that he's on his team.
They've been camping in this building the entire time. I think it's because the bomb spawns pretty nearby and one of the points, and so it spawned here last time, and so he's waiting for the bomb to respawn in this exact location.
He's firing at his teammates. I don't believe he really.
Well, these are not his teammates.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, I didn't know it's a follow. See, good feedback right there.
It's your initial looking at the screen, and this is some of the questions that have been out there as well.
And I mean, color coding was one of the things at E3 that we took seriously, and obviously coming back here, I directly see now that we need to color code differently now.
Yeah, so and that's one of the things that I agree with is that it doesn't need to be your blue and oranges because that's what we use in game all the time. So it may have some purples and greens.
I mean, it's just about switching out colors. It's about trying different things out. You know, it's trial and error. That's what it is. That's about how it is to make games. In the end of the project, you optimize, you make it better, you polish, and hopefully, if you're really on your toes, you deliver a product that is outstanding.
So let's go ahead and I want to talk about this game mode Obliteration for just a moment here too. So one of the things that I noticed immediately is once you plant the bomb at any of the MCOM points, it takes about 10 to 12 seconds for it to explode.
Yeah.
What was the whole purpose behind that? Why would you want to deliver something like that?
More gameplay, I guess. I haven't worked on Obliteration, but from my point of view, it's to maybe diffuse it, maybe have a team have the opportunity to diffuse it.
Well, so one of the things too, I think it's, and this is what I was trying to mention earlier, is watching the way that players play the game, if the bomb plant, so 10 to 12 seconds is pretty quick, especially on these larger maps, these 16v16. One of the things that I was kind of getting to is if you make the bomb timer longer, so say 20 seconds, that allows teams to rotate and clash down onto that endcom point
and
way too quickly.
Then again, Obliteration, it's a challenge enough to go and plant. It's not very easy. It gets very chaotic. It's a challenge enough to go and plant.
Well, that bomb indicator is with you the entire time.
All right, well, do we have anyone hopping in here and playing right now? No, so it seems like the people are populating in the room. So we're going to continue to joke around for a little bit. There you can see no one really there.
So here's some questions that have been asked. So here's the number of vehicles that you'll spawn off with in the beginning. Here on Obliteration, you do have a Little Bird, a Z11W. Then you also have that same type of setup that's happening over here there for the Chinese. So you have 2 attack boats, a jet ski, and 2 regular 2 boats as well. Then also a helicopter that you can see in it. And just kind of looking around the map there. Then once you start to control, you can see that you've got a jet ski here, just a basic boat here. So you got different boats that are kind of positioned all over the place here. So that's been a question about vehicles. Whenever you are playing Conquest, Docks has some vehicles that you can acquire once you have those docks. You can spawn on. Then also you can take a look here. There's also at the shipwreck that you can have one as well. So right out of the gates, you've got some paradrops that are happening. You can see that they're just spawning randomly in the air. So we'll go and hop in here with one of the paradrops here and kind of take a look there. So that's basically their perspective. You hop directly into the action, puts you right onto this main island. Again, this main island is where the bomb will be located in the initial phases here. So this right now over there towards the docks. So this player who's out in the ocean that keeps dying over and over again is actually going to be at the closest point. But we'll go ahead and hop on here with Bravo 4, who's got the right idea.
Yeah, of course you want to make sure that you hop on that jet ski or that boat as soon as you possibly can there. And what is he using? He's actually using an AK-5C, which is pretty common with the RDS. So completely understandable. The AK-5C is a pretty easy gun to use, and I don't mean easy as in like you're going to get a lot of kills with it. It's just in terms of recoil, kick, it's hip fire. It's it's good for newer players to hop in with. So a good gun to start out with, nonetheless. There, as the bomb's going to be right in front of him, able to pick that one up.
There is a boat that's close by, but he will get taken down. Nice shot. Who did he take? Who took him out there? That was Alpha 4. We're just going to go and hop on board with Alpha 4 because I believe he's almost to the point where he's going to pick up this battle pickup. He did that with an iron sight with the SRR-61. This is my favorite sniper rifle as well.
Yeah, and I actually saw someone in the chat ask me what my favorite gun is in the game. Currently, right now, my favorite gun is the PP2000. It is so good on the close range, and if you slap on a hollow sight to it, which I don't know why, but I really am digging the hollow sight in this game. I've tried hollow sights in other games, and I'm like, it's crap, I'm just going to use the red dot. But for some reason, I just love the hollow sight. So yeah, that's just my favorite gun. But just to answer the question I saw in the Twitch chat.
And again, we're here with Alpha 4, just kind of taking a look from his perspective. Again, going complete iron sight. I believe he does have a no, he doesn't.
All iron sight with a standard barrel.
This is raw
gameplay right there. I did actually get a chance to get that battle pickup sniper on my end, and yeah, that thing tears through your body like it's no tomorrow.
It is a beast.
It is a beast. That is a crazy gun. That is in itself is an objective to cover if you are getting to the island and you're like, I got to make something happen here. Ooh, actually, a good pickup there. Able to find one. Get him, get him, get him. Oh, no, you don't want to go with the close range here.
Where are you going? That recoil taking the best of him right now.
Yeah.
But he is going to stay alive long enough to be able to get out of there and reload. See whether or not he can stay alive a little bit longer. He's got another spot there.
Nice.
Takes down Bravo 5, and so far, he is just going to town right now. This is Alpha 4.
Hopefully he realizes he could put scopes on it.
That would be insane. What he could do, and this is what I do, I'll use my style of a scope, which is actually the rifle scope, and then I also have the canted iron sights on the side as well. So right now we've got the bomb carrier. Let's go ahead and take a look there. That was Alpha 5 who took him out, but we'll go ahead and hop on with the bomb carrier. This is going to be Bravo 14. Again, what I utilize, I use I have the rifle scope, also have canted iron sight, so that allows me, even while I'm iron sighted or while I'm looking down the barrel, I can switch between the two quickly. And I can look at the scope, I can switch over to the canted iron sight back and forth while maintaining looking down the barrel.
Canted iron sights is probably one of my favorite additions as far as something new to the game. I would have to say that I think it's probably going to be a staple for a lot of players, just whipping out that canted iron sights makes sense. Saw a lot of people asking about current gen versions of Battlefield 4, and to my knowledge, this is all to my knowledge, I am not an expert in this one because, and again, I am a console guy, but I am not the person to ask in regards to the current gen because I haven't had a chance to touch it yet, play the game. But from the people I've spoken to, the current gen version of the game is the only thing that I believe is going to be not in it is the 60 frames per second. I think everything that was in Battlefield 3.
Talking about current gen.
Current gen.
Talking about Xbox
360 and the PlayStation 3.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be the just like the frame rate. I think it's probably going to be the only thing, and maybe the player size. Again, this is just me being a console player, knowing what the current gen consoles are limited to. I know what they're limited to. I know what they're capable of. We've been playing on them for so long now. If you had to make that assumption, that would be it. But you know what? If you're not going out there and getting yourself an Xbox One or a PS4.
Wow! Did you just see what just happened?
Yeah, he bunny hopped on the ground there. That's pretty dope.
No. Not only did he do that, he did a touch and go on someone. He got a roadkill also while picking up a headshot with his.
That's messed up.
With his 25 millimeter.
That's wrong. Oh, and. So, I don't know if we have anyone on here that is currently, just talking about the consoles real quick, I don't know if there's anyone in here that is interested in it. I'm sure there are a couple of you guys. And one thing I want to talk about is the controller feels, because a lot of people have been asking me about that, like which game do you prefer to play Battlefield 4 on, the Xbox One or the PlayStation 4? Now, I did play the Xbox One controller and the PlayStation 4 controller. Both are actually very, very good, and they both serve different purposes. Like, if you are an Xbox user, obviously you're going to feel a lot more accustomed to that Xbox One controller. Has a very similar form factor. And if you are a PlayStation gamer, the PS4 controller is going to take some getting used to, without a doubt. It's going to take getting used to because it's a little bit bigger. The sticks feel much different from your PS3, and the L2 and R2 triggers serve as your ADS and shooting mechanics. So it is not the L1, R1, which is something that has been very, a lot of players are very accustomed to on PlayStation 3. It's the L2, R2. And this is when I played Domination. So I actually had the chance to play Domination on PlayStation 4, 5v5, and it was so fun, so intense. It was amazing. I think I went like 18-4. I just pooped on everyone. It was amazing. I had a great time, and you guys are definitely not going to be disappointed. 60 frames Battlefield, 60% of Battlefield is probably like the greatest thing ever. It's opened my eyes. So yeah, I would tell you that be excited if you're a console user. Current gen user, don't fret though. I think that there's going to be plenty of awesomeness there, and also don't forget you have that transition as well. I believe I saw during the EA press conference. You can purchase something on the 360 and it works for your Xbox One as well. If I'm correct, I could be wrong in regards to that. But yeah, there's just a lot of cool things there as well. And Corey, you're just going through players here, finding SRR 71 gameplay. Like, you're a sniper fanatic. I don't like where this is going, man.
I'm basically just trying to find the bomb carriers and just kind of looking and seeing where the action is occurring. Right now we're on Bravo 5, who spotted the bomb carrier. I believe that's also, he has his teammate Bravo 11. Actually, that's Bravo 8, who's picked up 2 so far.
Yeah, and the bomb actually ended up getting taken out there. That was Alpha 12 who had that bomb, so he gets jumped. Oh! I saw on my end a guy was like, he rammed a dude with a jet ski in the water. It was awesome.
All right, so right now the bomb carrier is going to be Alpha 11. He's going to get taken down. Just kind of going back and forth now. A lot of recon classes this go around.
Yeah. You know, there was one game that we had where there was like just no recon classes at all. And now it just seems to be like that's what all the cool kids are doing. They're just all whipping out those sniper rifles. and trying to be players. You know, I don't appreciate that, guys. Use engineer. It's the best class in the game. My best class. It's not actually the best class. It's just every class is actually really good, but I really love the engineer.
Let's take a look and see what this engineer can do.
Yes, love you, Corey. You just know how to make me happy. He's 7-7 right now currently, and what is he using? He's using AK5C with a RDS, no other attachments though. So he's kind of just, you know, he's living that swag life right now. He's not trying to run with any kind of attachments, nothing. He just has a red dot. He feels that's all he needs. And I would have to tell you, my friend, that you might want to throw a muzzle brake on that. That would be a really effective tool to use there. Or maybe a tactical flashlight to, oh, not tactical, just a flashlight to blind them. You know, there's a couple things you can do.
Nice shot there by this attack boat. That's Bravo 1, who's in control. Again, one of the things that I mentioned earlier today was the fact of how strong these attack boats really are. And you can see that he's got the Crimson Tiger. That's the camo that he's using currently on this attack boat. Got the 25mm tow missile, maintenance, smoke. And
looking at the chat real quick, guys. Someone had asked about vehicle customization. We covered that before. Again, you can customize your vehicle. That's all we're gonna say. It's awesome. Firefighter camo for the win. So again, guys, if you have any questions, make sure you guys are asking them on the Twitch chat as well as Twitter and Reddit. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe to the Battlefield Reddit, you are doing it wrong. You got to go to our Battlefield and subscribe. And of course, if you haven't followed Battlefield on Twitter yet, it is at Battlefield and Facebook. How many fans are on Facebook for Battlefield?
it's like 6.1 million.
It's a lot of. That's a lot of nuts. A lot of people.
Well, there's a really, honestly, out of all of the pages to like, there's a reason why. I mean, it really does keep you up to date on all the different types of information. Also getting to see some of the different setups that players have are just so unique, getting the chance to see. I mean, I've seen some players who've got 6 monitors that are stacked. It's just awesome, awesome gameplay to watch.
It really is cool. It really is cool stuff. I mean, I've always been impressed with the setup we have here. Just you know, that commander monitor is just the sickest thing. I mean, there's just so many amazing things here at Gamescom, guys. Hopefully you all can make it out next time around. But who are you taking a look at right now, Corey? Who is on your screen?
Yeah, Bravo 16 currently.
Bravo 16. He's 3-7. 3-7 right now. But
Let's see if we can find the bomb.
he's using a SAR-21. No sights on it, but he is going to get taken out though.
Alpha 5 is trying to now work his way back over here. He spotted the bomb carrier right now. He's just trying to help out his team, not trying to lose this point. Looks like the bomb is going to finally get planted here. He's just trying to touch and go. Nice little landing there.
Yeah, that was risky,
Able
but
to swing in, pick up one to see if he might be able to pick up some kills now.
none. Oh my God, he's getting shot here, and he is not going to be able to do this. You know, he missed all those shots there at the start because he was running around way too much there. He couldn't really set his aim down, and that is just unfortunate there.
So that bomb is going to explode. So now we're going to see where this bomb is going to end up now. So again, score right now 1-3. Those are the bombs, MCOM points remaining. 1 MCOM point here for the Russian squad.
Yep, and all they got to do is just attack that one. They're going to be good to go. So if I'm correct, that means they only have one more objective left to destroy. That's
the Chinese team has 1 objective to take out now.
You sure?
I am positive.
You're positive?
I'm 100%. Take a look at the overview right now. There is 1 Russian point available right now.
Okay. All right, I'm going to believe you, Corey. Oh yeah, you're right. There is 1 Russian point
Yeah, how
available.
about that?
Okay, how about that? You know. Silence you. All right, bomb has been located, by the way, over by the AA conquest point here by the docks. So look for the scramble to begin there in a little bit. The farthest player is going to be Bravo 3 currently, as he's going to try and make his way through the jungle to get over to that bomb point. No one on the blue team is going to be able to contest. Actually, no, there is going to be 1 player there.
There's some paradrops going in.
Yeah, paradrops going in. There's going to be 3 players, Alpha 13 as well as Alpha 3. They are going to have an encounter in the forest, or in the jungle, excuse me, the forest, unless Bravo 5 and 13 can make their way over here. And it doesn't seem like these Alpha players are going to stop the gold team from making any moves.
They must have spotted a few players over here. That's going to draw them in. These 3 players have not been spotted at this point. So now you've got Bravo 13, who's picked up the bomb, and that is now going to be heading over there. Let's see there again. There's 1 remaining point that's left, and that's going to be this Russian point that's going to be over here.
That's right, and let's see if they're going to make something happen. Of course, was able to take that 1 player out there. There's last man left in the squad, by the way, for the bomb. No, not the bomb carrier. Bomb carrier is actually going to be making his way right through the jungle and over to the B site. So look for him to hope to get into a vehicle at some point in time, because that will really help these guys out. There is going to be a chopper, though, right above them, so they have to be a little careful about that. Bomb carrier able to find 1 player. He's going to be the last man in the squad, so he needs to be smart about this and get away from anyone, any kind of incoming gunfire, so that this way he can manage to get his teammates in and spawn with him. And we have people cheering in the background, which is awesome. He's currently going to be at 83 health. Bomb carrier going to get away here, finding 2 players in front of him as well, and he is going to get taken out there. Wow, that is just unfortunate. He ran that bomb such a long way, but just could not seem to take it any further.
This is actually pretty interesting to see. Is
you see the kills and deaths, by the way, on the Chinese squad?
Saw the MAV that was actually flying right now. So let's go and hop on with Bravo. Let's go with Bravo 13. He's on the top of the leaderboard right now. There's definitely a reason why, and that looks like it's going to end that one. So the Chinese will take that one. Again, picking up the objective, taking it to the point.
We're running about there on Obliteration on Paracell Storm, and you guys had like quick fire questions or things you wanted to send your way, like specific things, and we're actually ready to answer them. So one question I got here that I do want to talk about right away is, what is the difference between a tactical light and a flashlight? And the tactical light is when you aim in with your gun, the flashlight comes up and it shines into the player that you're facing. Flashlight is constantly on. So the flashlight, while very good, is good for, I would say it's very good for hip fire guns, you know, weapons that, you know, especially if you're like in closed spaces, right? But the downside to it, of course, is that, again, it is not on, it's not like, you know, it just shines everywhere and it's very bright. The tactical flashlight, on the other hand, the downside to that one is that it's not available on the hip fire, only when you aim in. And if you're using a gun that really isn't that good with aiming in, then you might not want to use the tactical light.
All right, so one of the questions or one of the comments that I agree with is if we can ask one of the BF4 devs to get a special uniform camo, so that way that has a target on their back. And so that for those that are basically dog tag hunters that basically want those dev dog tags or DICE dog tags, well, this way it makes it a little bit easier because they literally would have a target on their back. I'd want that too.
Yeah, of course. Then there was another question here. Of course, we're getting to like nitty-gritty details and kind of jumping all over the place. So there are going to be some things in regards to gameplay, some things in regards to cosmetics and whatnot. But let's just go ahead and talk about this here. Corey, now I think since you have a lot of experience with the boats and whatnot, is there unlimited countermeasures in vehicles?
They're very similar to the way that the ammo works, very similar to what you see in BF3. So yes, so you have the capability. It's unlimited, but with limited resources at that time. So it's not like you can just sit there and continuously pop countermeasures the entire time. It will regen over a time frame.
And the ammo as well would be regen?
The same thing as well.
Ammo regens after it's deplenished, deplenished, I guess, right?
Right.
All right, and then then another thing here that I got is, will the death animation / kill cam still be from the first person perspective like BF3? It's not. Well, you're waving your head. Tell me.
Well, the reason why it's not from the first person perspective anymore. So what we see is actually where that player was killed at. So this is in just your casual mode, not your hardcore mode. So we'll have to look and see exactly what that is going to look like whenever you're playing hardcore opposed to the casual. In casual style, you actually see where that player was whenever they shot you, as well as they're highlighted at the same token. So any snipers that are hanging out in the grass that you really can't tell exactly where they're at, they'll be highlighted so you know exactly where they were located at.
Yep. We got another question here as well. This one is just in regards to what's going on here at Gamescom. He said, why aren't we commentating the game that's going on behind us? Because you seem to view other matches. Basically, we're viewing Obliteration today, and that is in an entirely different room here in the EA compound / city.
This place is massive.
It is really big. Like, it's a giant booth. You can't even, like you said yesterday, you can't even call it a booth. It's a city. It's its own little town or something like that. Township.
The EA town.
The EA town. So yeah, so that is we're commentating Obliteration all day. What's going on behind us whenever we come back to camera is Conquest. So that's going on behind us, but we're looking at Obliteration. Tomorrow we're going to be looking at Conquest, perhaps, so maybe a mixture of the two. I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, just some information in regards to that when you're in here. Then another one said, can you guys show or explain what the bayonet takedown looks like, or is it in the game yet? It works exactly the same as everything else. I mean, all the other takedowns work pretty much similar, and it looks awesome. How much I can say for a fact.
It just kind of comes down to whether or not the players are using it, whether you capture the right moment at the right time. As we'll just kind of take a look here. Here's the bomb carry now. We're here with Alpha 7. And what we can do right now, let's go ahead and hop into some real competitive gameplay. What it would be like if it was in terms of being what could be considered as an esport.
That's right. So with that said, Alpha 7 with the bomb in hand gets taken out though, and that was going to be by an M48-5 there, as you can see from Bravo 10. So let's actually go ahead and jump on board here with Bravo 10, see what's going on with him. He's actually chilling over here right by that MCOM point, waiting to see if anyone's going to be moving in on the objective. And that's a very smart move there, you know, just playing defensively. I like what I'm seeing there. And he has that SRR-71 with the iron sight, which is a very common thing that we've been seeing here all weekend long.
Yeah, so we hop on board now with Alpha 4, who's been in this attack boat. Again, how effective the attack boat is, and also especially the fact that the bomb is right there. Now, he's not going to try to make an attempt to take down the bomb carrier. And just like that, the bomb carrier is going to hop into this boat and take off, but he does get taken down quickly.
Look how many players are there. Oh, man.
So he's got complete control. He's controlling this beach side as they're continuing to attack time and time again. His teammate actually hopped onto a jet ski. And let's see if we can kind of give him some cover fire. Again, right now, score going to be 2-3, or those are the remaining points. So 1-0 right now in favor of the Chinese as they've taken down that B MCOM point there for the Russians.
Yeah, and it seems like Alpha 7, he's going to be making his way over here. So again, very just like, you know, great gameplay there with that boat. They're able to just navigate and hold it down, right? Protect him with that DV-15 boat. That was certainly something that you want to see a lot more, and certainly something that has been very prevalent in Obliteration, is utilizing the boats, utilizing naval combat to basically stop anyone making an approach on the beach. I really, really dig that players are starting to adapt that.
Well, looks like Bravo 8 is going on a journey because he is in no man's land, but he is actually one of the closest players to the action, which makes you wonder what's going on with this Chinese team. How did they actually pick up that first MCOM point? As right now the score is going to be 1-1. Bomb has not been located yet, as again the bomb just exploded just a moment ago.
Yeah, they're like in utter disarray. The gold team, the Chinese team here.
They've got complete control over this island right now.
Oh, they do though. You know, you are right. Like, they were in disarray before because it seemed like that bomb was just like running away from them. They had no idea where it was going. Now that bomb's going to spawn on the island, they pretty much have all their angles covered. There's going to be like maybe 2 or 3 alpha players that are going to be in the vicinity there to be able to make something happen. And new bomb has been located smack dab in the center of the island. Let's see who's going to go for that one first.
All right, taking a look here on the overview perspective right now, you can see that you've got these 2 players. Bomb carrier looks like now it's going to try to be Bravo 13. He'll slide in, pick up the bomb. He's got his teammate to give him some cover fire right now. As again, we are all tied up 1-1 right now between these 2 teams.
That's right, and the bomb carrier, Bravo 13, like you had said, navigating his way right through the courtyard here. He's going to run into a couple of players that are going to be coming from the south side here of the map. They're going to be coming from the south side of the beach. Look for them to try and stop that as best as they can, though. Bomb carrier is going to be running into a player any second now, and it actually ended up happening there. Bomb was dropped and picked up by Alpha, who is this here? Alpha 16, but he was taken out right away as well. And now it's just kind of been like, go grab the bomb and die if you want to, because that's pretty much how it's been unfolding here.
Yeah, so it's going to be very difficult. You can see where they're battling it out here right onto this main point here.
Yeah, and let's see if I can get a free cam over that one on my end so I can get a better view of what's going on, because it is just absolute carnage there, Corey. Like, we know that the bomb is going to be hotly contested, but not like this. And there's just basically a battle going on between the two complexes there. You can actually see that there's just a lot of action going on right in that middle. That's what you want to see in Obliteration.
Alpha 3 had an opening that he could have taken. He could have went to over there towards the beach side. Instead, he went straight towards the main portion of the island, which again, he just ran into the opposition and got taken down. So let's go ahead and take a look, see where the bomb is. It's working its way over there towards the beach, but remember, Alpha 4 has basically docked his boat. I mean, he's basically anchored away and just waiting for them to cross. So again, he's just watching this main point. He's the difference, he's the divider between the main island and any MCOM point that they need to get to. And so basically he's going to continue to just lay it thick with this attack boat.
Yeah, they're going to certainly need to assist each other here, man. This is when the squad gameplay of Battlefield 4 comes into play, as they're going to be escorting their player. He's going to hop in there. He's probably going to drive the boat, and his teammate's going to give him that support, so they are going to be able to at least get one, and they're going to go for the closest objective, which makes a lot of sense here. I mean, you pretty much just want to hold it down, keep it simple, don't get too crazy with it, and it's certainly working out in their favor. They are going to go for that plant. They are going to plant A, and it seems like they're going to be able to make this one happen very soon.
Bravo 16 going in Rambo style, pair drops directly onto the island, but already it's not enough time, and luckily enough for him, he didn't just walk in to the where everything goes boom, is what Daniel Matrosh is saying.
Yeah, man, that was actually pretty funny. I heard it in my comm. I'm like, where everything goes boom. All right, that sounds good. Here, but Bravo 16 able to find one player to his left and another one to his right. As he just cleared that one out? Well, it was vice versa, but cleared that one out amazingly there, able to take out two. And he is going to be using that G36C, which I know a lot of players were asking us about. Is the G3 back in the game? It is. There you see it right there. You got a double with that. And now it is going to be down to just the C bomb point, the CMCOM location. Can the blue team do it in time?
Alpha 4 currently 14-1 in this attack boat.
Wow.
Is the naval battle alive? Yes, it is.
Yeah, man, and I love the fact that he has pretty much just held down his same position this entire time, navigating this island here and just going around the outskirts of it. Anyone who dares step foot in his area, in his vicinity, they will be met with bullets right away, and that is why he's just holding. Look at that. He's able to find one player there. He thought he had to reload on that one. He's going to go for the shots, able to take that one out. And look at that there, man. Just straight domination with that boat.
Again, you've now got two attack boats that you have to worry about. You've got this attack boat that's basically sitting here on this beach. Actually, I believe it's been beached, and so they'll basically see what happens there. Right now, again, it's 2-1 here, left to go. The Chinese have only one available point in the beginning. They were able to pick up that first MCOM point, and he is about to be taken out, and he does. And look out as Alpha 12 tries to turn this helicopter into a sled as he's trying to slide across the beach.
It's always fun to watch.
Trying to go for that 360 no-scope in the helicopter.
Oh, man. Oh, man, I want to see the chat after that one. But yeah, man, so it seems like there's been just so much activity going on here right by the left side of the beach where the bomb is currently located. Nearest player is going to be Bravo 13 with actually Alpha 1 on the blue team parachuting in. So he is going to be able to pick up that bomb, Alpha 1, as you see it there right on the screen. Let's go ahead and jump on board with Alpha 1. Finding two players in front of him, able to take one out, but unfortunately cannot do anything.
Paradrop coming in. Let's see what he can do. Alpha 3 saying, I've got this one. Going completely all out, and he will get taken down. So there's some type of plague around the bomb right now because the gunfire is laid on thick.
The bomb is cursed right now, Corey. That's basically what's going on. The bomb is cursed. Everyone who touches it or anyone who's near the vicinity of it gets taken out, and it just needs to be uncursed. It's just something that a couple of the Halo guys that I work with told me about. It's hilarious.
He's got the bomb, and he's trying to decide exactly what he wants to do with it, or actually see if he might be able to pick up another weapon.
Yeah, that would help him out pretty well. Well, what is he using here? He's actually using the SAR-21 iron sights, no attachments, which is something that you're going to see quite a bit of here at Gamescom because the players are just eager to pick a gun and hop right into the action. He is at 100 health as well. When he has one more location to move to, let's see if he's going to be able to make this one happen in time.
All right, so you can see that he's starting to maneuver his way over here. He's that squad leader that we're paying attention to right now. He's being shot from the backside, hops into the trench. We're about to be spotted there.
And there's luckily a helicopter as well.
His play right here was scoped in, so he's not going to be spotted. Continuing to move about here. He's trying. He's got 3 players that are chasing him down, has some cover fire there. This is going to be a long swim through a very, very treacherous storm.
Yep, that's right. And he has been spotted by Bravo 2, if I'm correct, and was taken out by him with that G36C long range. Bomb is going to be right in the middle of the water, Corey. Now remember, we spoke about this before. In order for you to pick up that bomb, you have to get out of the vehicle that you're in and then be able to pick it up. And we actually see one of the Alpha guys, they're going to be making moves over to that bomb site, but there's just a sea of Bravo players there, gold players, that are trying to make something happen, and it seems like Bravo 14 does manage to pick up that bomb.
So we're going to see that he's going to start to be able to move away here. He does have the bomb, bringing it back to one of the islands. Hasn't been spotted. Take a look here. Take a look at the overview. He does have a teammate that passes by
just
in the attack boat. Doesn't help him out any there.
Yeah.
Again, there's not a lot of time left, and that's basically going to do it right there. So again, just getting the chance to be able to check out what competitive gaming can really be like. Again, just kind of looking at the overall perspective
Yeah.
as we break this down.
The great thing about working on Siege of Shanghai and then shifting our focus to Paracell Storm was that we got to work on a variety of different types of art styles. As you said, Siege of Shanghai is a city level where there's lots of skyscrapers and buildings and tunnels and a very sort of dense feeling to it, where infantry is the focus, and we have tanks rolling around, helicopters running through the skyscrapers, and jets just going wild everywhere. Whereas this is a much more open map. We like to feel like it's a bit more open, even though you are able to get some cover as an infantry. We wanted to focus on being able to get really great terrain in here, really great water, really great vegetation, and that's something that the power of the Frostbite 3 engine has really allowed us to do, is get this big spectrum from the closed cities with the giant skyscrapers to this vast open ocean environment, and I am just so pleased to be working with such a powerful tool.
Yeah, Frostbite 3 is certainly shown, you know, it flexes its muscles quite a bit with Battlefield 4.
It's been a challenge actually being able to bring this new level of dynamic gameplay and feeling to the levels. I mean, we brought it very strongly in Battlefield 3. Bad Company 2 introduced really great destruction. BF3 introduced micro-destruction, and now we brought it to the extra level with Levolution.
Yeah.
And that's something that, developing with that, pulling it to the next level, beating ourselves in destruction, has been difficult, but very, very rewarding. I mean, with the skyscrapers, we had, you know, a skyscraper falling down, buildings being
no
torn
small
about.
feat.
Yeah, walls just being blown out, and all the things, like little tiny details, like canisters being destroyed and signs being taken out. It's a lot to think about, and then taking it to this side where, you know, the waves change and become more dynamic, and the trees all get destroyed, the buildings that are on here completely get taken down. It can really change the way you play the field.
Yeah, and I do want to ask you about the Levolution, like what your influence has been in regards to that. Like, have you had the chance to work on some of the finer details of Levolution, like the skyscraper and whatnot? I know that you said the water effects was something that you worked on as well, but also the dynamic weather and how that kind of flowed in the map. What's the
well, we have an
I guess
extremely talented team back at home that's been focusing a lot on Levolution, but the entire multiplayer team has been helping to contribute, of course, with providing design, feedback, play testing, and really coming up with the concepts for these. Because when we started out, we weren't entirely sure what Levolution would become. When you, the players, come into the battlefield, it is what the game becomes. And that's why it's been extremely exciting to be here at Gamescom, to see how people are using the waves, see how people are using the containers where the doors open, and all of the things in between. Siege of Shanghai had the skyscraper that came down, but it also had little things like car alarms that go off when you bump them, metal detectors that go off when you run under them, and people use those to their advantage. I saw people like spot another like herd with their headphones, like they heard an alarm go off, and so they snuck around with their heat vision and they were able to take them out from behind. And it was really cool to see people using those features that we put in and seeing that really come to life.
Yeah, I actually am pretty happy with the variety that you'll find with a lot of the maps. It certainly has been something that you don't see that much nowadays. Nowadays, it's here's a map. It's a most maps are designed in a very typical 3-lane format if it's like an arena shooter or something like that. With not a lot of variety in between there. And this game, I should say, takes that, kind of turns it on its head and says, all right, well, here's this approach. Because Paracell Storm is a very different map. Again, we spoke about it right at the start of the interview. It's a very different map in Siege of Shanghai.
Yeah.
And then when I look at, I guess how you guys have really kind of just brought naval combat and all that other stuff into the play, and then the water and how that greatly impacts the boats, it kind of just turns everything on its head, turns traditional first-person shooters on its head with that Levolution aspect of it.
Definitely. I think that one of the things that Battlefield is really great at is that they provide a big variety. The entire spectrum from big open spaces to close quarter combats, and especially with the classes, the vehicles, everything. Every type of playstyle is provided for. Like, if you want to be the sniper that sits up in the tower, we've got that. If you want to be the guy that barrels through with his tank and just annihilates everything, we've got that. If you want to be the guy that's doing dogfighting in a skyscraper in the cities with your jets,
yeah,
we've got that. I mean, everything. If you want to work with your squad, if you want to go it alone, we support all of those types of gameplay and allow that, because Battlefield just has all of these different types of maps, all of these types of classes, and you really feel that when you play.
Yeah, and that certainly has been a very awesome aspect, and something I've been seeing all week long, and also when I did the E3 live stream. So now I want to get into finer details of what you do, right? I want to talk about, I guess you could say, map design, or what you do in the artistic realm of it, right?
Yes.
Now, you conceptualize a map, I'm assuming, because I've always been very interested in this, right? Like when you start at that base level, you're like, all right, we're going to design a map spaced around a couple islands. Let's see how we're going to make this one look. I guess, how does that process go? I mean, is there any cool things you could share with the community that's watching right now?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this map, for instance, started with the concept that we had this great feature with the water gameplay that we had figured out was a really fun toy to play with. So we were like, we really want to put something with a lot of water. And there's all this conflict going on in the Southeast Asian areas with the Spratly Islands being contested for by major Asian countries. So we were finding a lot of reference with that in terms of military bases set up on islands, and a lot of sort of presences on these really tiny islands which didn't otherwise seem to offer a lot of resources.
Yeah.
And so we found these islands that had just existed in the middle of the ocean and tried to recreate that. So one of the big focuses was, of course, you need really great sand textures and particles. You need really great vegetation that sells the idea that this is an island. You need really good water, and you need really good weather effects. And those are something that early on we decided to nail visually and really helped us pull everything together, as design-wise the map, has to change as it's moving along, and we have to react to how. So we have daily playtests at the studio where we are playing it and giving feedback and just changing the layout in order to provide the most optimal gaming experience once we get it out here for you guys.
Yeah, I could certainly see that there's just like this variety in like the design of the map as a whole, right? Like because the different beaches, right, they don't look the same. Like for example, this particular beach right here, which if I'm correct, is actually going to be in the South Island here, the South. Looks very different here. Like I noticed that there are like pretty much every single beach like beaches would normally do. They have like their own identity.
Yeah, exactly. So one thing that we thought of going through this was a lot of these islands are formed with rock formations. So some of these, as you can see, have these strategic rock cliffs that you can hide inside. And that was something that visually was maybe a little bit more challenging to get in, but really helped sell the space and sell the entire area of these islands. And the beaches coming in, you see there's like little pieces of debris that's on this beach, little rocks in the crevices up here, and just the way that the sand blends in with the rocks.
Yeah.
That was something that really helped us all pull together.
Yeah, and when you were designing this, right, you wanted to make sure that you had that identity, right? Every island felt unique. You kind of knew like where you were in the map.
So that's another challenge, because if you're surrounded by ocean, it's very difficult to tell which side is which, if you're facing north, if you're facing south, which is another reason why, as you say, each island has to have its own identity. If we look at the large map again, we'll see that the North Island is very large and it's easily identifiable from either side which side you're on. There's a more industrial upper edge, there's a more organic side to the bottom,
Yeah.
and then the South Islands are all extremely smaller, more sand-based.
Yeah.
And then they connect in the bottom with these bridges and a few islands which have these trenches that they have on those islands, and it really helps for you to understand where you are. You never feel lost when you're in this map.
Now, I do want to ask you, in regards to the design, what was the reasoning behind not putting a bridge on every island, right? Like, why like ignore that? Not, I shouldn't say ignore it, but why go that route? Why just have two bridges here and not a bridge located here and a bridge located here? Just make it as a whole connected experience.
That's a two-sided answer, actually. First off, we wanted to emphasize the water gameplay, so obviously we want to encourage players to use these jet skis that we've sprinkled around the island, these rib boats that we have going around, and encourage the players that are using these boats to pick up their teammates to get to the other time, like encourage this sort of squad gameplay.
Yeah.
On the other hand, we also knew that swimming through the water was kind of an interesting mechanic, because there you get access to your pistol, but otherwise you don't have access to most of your weapons and gadgets other
Yeah.
than the repair tool. So this was an interesting way to sort of balance out traveling between 2 points versus staying where you are and holding down a position.
Okay.
The other side of this answer is that they actually didn't build the islands in a way that you could get to them all with vehicles. So some of them would have these bridges built up, but then when another nation comes in and takes over that island, they usually tear those down, hold one side, and that's why there's no vehicles.
So there's like a story aspect to it, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. So a big part of our job is telling a story with the spaces. Like I said, these are based on military bases on these islands, but you know, as a regular player, you might not always know about everything that's going on in the world, but you feel like this is a real place because it's inspired by these things that are going on right now.
Yeah, it very much has that feeling to it, and here you can see the guy actually swimming underwater. He's like swimming along, but I you know, that's the thing that I find to be particularly engaging about, you know, art direction with maps, right? Because it's always about like creating that feeling that where you are located is somewhere that exists in the world.
Exactly.
You know, that exists in the world today.
And that's one of the reasons that it was really important for us to get this very dynamic system in, with the waves, with the weather, with the lighting. As you see here in the level, it's now changed from a completely pristine desert island to this raging ocean with waves and a storm, and the lighting's changed and everything is completely different. The mood is entirely different on this island.
Yep.
So it really feels like a different space, and that's something that has been extremely rewarding to work with, but also very challenging, because you can't always make everything work for all situations. But I think it adds that sense of this is a real space that actually exists, that has these weather changes, that isn't always exactly the same.
Yep, and I guess I gotta say how crazy